Welcome to the Relevant Woman Talk Show with me, Lois Achu. On this episode, we're going to be talking about financial crisis in marriage. And my guest has a bit of experience in that. I personally have some experience in that also. But before we continue, I want to say thank you to my sponsors, Lydia Contraceptives, for all your family planning needs. Kindly contact them. Thank you to Yogoria Sobolo. Thank you to Ella Real Signature, and thank you to Yaya's Peanuts. I want to thank you also for subscribing and for coming with me right from episode 1 up until this episode. I'm very grateful to you for your subscriptions, your comments, sharing, liking, and all that you do with us on social media. Okay, so today my guest is Mrs. Grace Boatemaa Acquah. She is a mother of 2, a teacher by profession, and because of financial crisis in marriage, she decided to start business online. Grace, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope you're doing well.
Very well.
I'm doing fine too. Okay, for how long have you been married?
Almost 5 years.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I've also been married for 5 years. Yeah, so when we talk about financial crisis in marriage, what exactly is financial crisis before we go on?
Okay, financial crisis in marriage is when the couple have challenges in their finances, that is their investment planning and whatever has to do with money in their marriage.
That's financial.
When they find challenges with that, whatever that they need to do with money in the marriage.
Is it short term or like long term?
We have both long and short. Yes. The short ones may be feeding and paying of rent and taking care of kids. But the long term may be building your dream house, maybe relocating from where you used to be.
Trying to
or
go to a new
setting
place.
up companies and all that. You need money to do all of those things.
Okay, so how bad can financial crisis be in a marriage?
Oh, it can be very bad when one partner intend to his or a source of income faces some little challenges here and there. So when it happens that way, the burden will be on the other spouse. So when a couple is faced with all these challenges, that is the financial one, it will make their planning very difficult.
But isn't it not that when a man is going to marry, he's taking the woman on as her responsibility?
That's how it's supposed to be, because you went for her hand in marriage and you promised a family that you are going to take very good care of her. So in everything, you have to you have to come forward as a man to solve every financial need in the marriage. But these days, it doesn't happen that way. Because even if a man is going in for a wife, he himself wants a woman that is financially sound. Because on the other side, he may think, if I should put every responsibility on me, it can happen that a time to come, I'll also start facing a whole lot of issues. And if my wife is there, at least she can support me. So that is how it's supposed to be. The man is supposed to take care of the family. But since there are accidents and other things that we don't
foresee, circumstances.
Yes, so the woman too has to prepare financially.
But when one is in a financial crisis, can you not involve your extended family?
Well, you can. It is when they are willing to support you. But one thing that I want to say is that when you are married and you need financial assistance and maybe your mother or your father or any member of your family decides to help you, it should be between you and that member of the family. I don't think it should be something that you have to discuss with your spouse, because if my mother is supporting us financially, and I come to my husband that my mom is bringing this amount of money to support us, I would expect my husband to go and thank my mom. Do you get it? And it's not everybody that would like to go to that level.
Oh, okay.
So what I suggest is that we are in the marriage and we are supposed to support each other. So especially with this extended family, when you take money from them, it should be between you and the person who helped. You shouldn't extend it to your spouse for it to be mandatory that the person has to show appreciation. If from the person's own free will, he or she wants to show appreciation, I think it's nothing bad. But there are some spouses that they will intend to force you. This is what my father is doing. This is what my mother is doing. So go and say thank you. I don't know
but whether saying thank you, is it a bad thing?
Saying thank you,
saying
thank you is not a bad thing. But sometimes it will be like, my mother did this. So what is your mother also doing? Do you get it? Saying thank you is not, but if even a random person gives you a helping hand, you say thank you. But it's marriage. Do you get it? It is marriage, and most of the time in marriage, when you involve too much of family related, it intends to create a whole lot of issues. So on a safer side, that is my suggestion.
So at what point because some financial crisis can be very, very tough and difficult, that someone has to come in.
You even have medical problems with even rent. That maybe your in-law is ready to accommodate you. Do you get it? There are some of them that you don't have any option. You have to show appreciation. Do you get it? You have to show appreciation. But I think there are some help from the extended family that your spouse is not even supposed to let you know. Especially the man. As you said, that the man is supposed to take care of the family. So I think by the grace of God, even if you are getting support from somewhere, you should be man enough. It's not anything that you should let your wife know.
Okay. So I've gone through financial crisis before. Yeah, there are times, I think one time we actually set up the business, but along the way, the person who gave us the office came back for his office.
Wow.
That he thought we were going to do something small and we were going to do branding and what. He didn't think we were going to do.
Wow.
Or no crowds, and he had an office. After you've invested money into it, and because you are doing it together, it will land you into financial.
Yes, of course.
So some of the financial crises, you didn't really plan it. You didn't cause it, but circumstances happen.
Yes.
Can you share some of your own experience?
Okay, my own experience was that I think my husband went into some kind of business, and how the business was supposed to end, I think one person decided to breach the whole contract. So that time too, we realized that a whole lot of money, there has been a lot of investment in it. So financially, we went through a whole lot of challenges. So as a wife, I decided to start doing other businesses to support him as a husband, because you don't have to just let him deal with all those financial burdens all by himself.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll delve into some of the causes of financial crisis in marriage.
All right.
Please stay tuned.
It's your Goria local drinks. We have assorted drinks such as Sobolo, Asana, Mashkinke, fruit juice. Your Goria na, your corner local.
Welcome back. I want to say thank you still to my sponsors, Lydia Contraceptives, Yogoria Sobolo, Ella Real Signature, and Yayas Peanuts. Okay, so let's go into what causes financial crisis. Me, it was quite impromptu. Some because the person just took his office again and you've invested money into the office, and the person told me, "Oh, what's opportunity cost." So I should just deal with it.
Okay, the causes of financial crisis in marriages, I would say lack of planning. Lack of planning in the sense that before you start anything, you have to put everything on pen and paper. Because even in setting up a business, you should know that there can be losses. So you have to put that to, if, as you said, if along the way we intend to find some financial challenges in the business, this is what we are going to do. Do you get it? As you said, the man said he thought you were going to start with something small. I think in marriage, before you start a business, it should be something like in a gradual process. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket.
Oh, so you agree with him that he came for his office?
Oh, I don't agree with him. But what I'm trying to say is that since you are raising a family, you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't have to use all your earnings and all your savings to build or to set up a business. And everything, you should allocate some amount of money that's in, if something happens on the way, at least we can use this then to cater for our needs.
Yes.
So I think if you do that, you wouldn't be faced with a whole lot of challenges. Though when it comes to financial needs, you can't do away with the crisis that comes together with it. But you can save, or you can do a little adjustment.
Don't you think that having children too early in the marriage too can, especially when young couples marry, you are young and you married, you've not had a lot of experience in work to save a lot of money. We go to school for such a long time in our lives, and we start working in our mid-20s or late 20s. And that time our society is such that that's the time too that society is expecting you to marry and have children. So don't you think that doing all those things early, when you've just come out of school, you want to marry, you want to have children?
Yes. Before that, society is such a way that if you draw so much on the society, it wouldn't help you to plan. Because as you are saying, for you to have kids, I don't think it's something that it can just happen. You have to really plan. Because there are some men, they don't want their wives to give birth at the government hospital. And you know, your wife giving birth at the private hospitals, the cost that is involved. So in everything, for what I know, there are accidents on the way, but if you plan, because the kids that you are talking about, you can give yourselves, like, for looking at your savings and your income and everything. You as a couple, you have to, in everything when it comes to money, because as they said, money is the root of all evil. And if you don't take care with money, it can just lead you to even divorce. So when it comes to money, it is something that you really have to be open with your partner.
Okay.
Do you get it? You have to be very open. How much you are earning. This is what you have to do. It's not that I would say that the first year of marriage, I want to set up a business, and unknowingly my husband too wants to maybe have kids. So it is something that you have to, both of you have to agree. We are not going to have kids for the next 2 years because we want to build a house. We are not going to have kids for the first maybe 1 year or 3 years or so because I want to invest in my business. But if you don't plan...
I don't want to cut you. I met an elderly woman. the age difference between her firstborn and her secondborn is, I think, 15 years or something. And I was having a chat with her. She was talking about spacing in of your children, and she said even her sister and family thought that she couldn't give birth again. So one day she was there when they brought a small girl to her that to me until what dear you say fine copy him say you bet me penny also it's not like that. It's deliberate. Because when she met her husband, passion, this one came, the first one came, and the kind of suffering that she saw, to even take that child through school, what they will eat and everything, she told herself that no, until she is financially sound, she's not going to bring another child. And when she got okay financially, now she had 2 more children.
Yeah. I think that one is good.
But some people think that when you are like
no, that's why I'm saying that you don't have to care about the society. Because if you give birth every year too, there are some people that will talk about you. Say like you don't name now your life like afibia obewo. So with that one,
every 9 months you are pregnant.
Yes, that's what people also complain about. It like, are you not serious about life? Every year your wife is pregnant, or every year you impregnate your wife. What is it? So in everything, you don't have to think about what the society is saying. It's about you and your spouse.
Yeah, what works for the two of you.
Yes, exactly. What works for the two of you.
What about external family interrupting with, where we call school fees, where you call her admission fee, this, like, you'll be there and a family member can call you.
Yes, a family member can call you, but the thing is that it's between you and your spouse, okay?
Now to look as if you are
yes, you have your husband is the firstborn, and he's having other siblings. Some are in the SHS, JHS, and all that. So with that, I think issues with finances, it must be talked about when you are dating.
Yes.
Because you should know what you are going in for. Because me, if I'm a lone child and you have 5 siblings, it means it's going to cause problems in our marriage.
It's true.
So all these things concerning money, it is not after marriage that you are going to. You should know, you should sit down whilst dating. You have to plan everything.
Grace, some may talk about it, but when it comes to the critical, when your husband's mother is crying on your husband, and then abeyo ukunu dadwin, me mama say, it's like if she doesn't do it, now the family can even be looking at you, the woman, like you are not advising your husband to take care of his family. Then it's the woman. Then now they don't like you, the woman.
So in everything, both of you have to agree.
And be firm.
You have to be firm.
Because when you are hungry, when you call them, you won't get anything.
And if you have the money, I don't have any problem. But you shouldn't do it at the expense of your family. Because you cannot use your kids' school fees to go and cater for your brothers or your father's needs. Do you get it? So in everything, whatever that you do, people will talk about you, whether it is good or it is bad. So in marriage, everything should be between you and your spouse. You don't have to care about what the world is saying, his extended family. And with the extended family, you should make sure to deal with your family. And if it's your husband, the husband should deal with the family. And if it's the wife must deal with the family. It shouldn't cross. You shouldn't allow yourself for your spouse to face your family directly. And you shouldn't allow your husband, your wife to face your family. If anything, you should be the middleman.
Yes.
You should be the middleman for your husband and your family. With that, I know that if there are even financial problems, you will talk about it at home, and you know how to help solve whatever problem it is.
The extended family, I know of a lady that he and the husband, sometimes what they will eat is not easy.
Because they are supporting the
But they have to send money.
No, for that one, you have to be open. You really have to be open about everything that is going on. You really have to be open. And if you think your source of income too is not helping, and sometimes you have to let your extended family know. You don't have to lie.
But you can't also be explaining every day to somebody.
But explaining something is not about you telling them exactly what is happening. You can tell them, oh, it's not that I don't want to help, but myself and my wife or myself and my husband, we are going through some challenges, and you people should even pray for us. If everything comes under control, you hear from us.
Yeah. And sometimes because maybe you look presentable and someone may look at you and think everything is...
that one, they will think about it, but you can't control the thoughts of somebody.
Yes.
You can only control yours and whatever that will help you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you can only control what...
Yes, you can't... One thing that I always say is that the only person that you can control is yourself.
It's yourself.
You can't control what somebody is doing.
Exactly.
Okay, they do whatever, they think whatever, they decide to do whatever that will please them. So you'd also have to think about yourself.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm also saying is that in everything that you do, make sure you don't harm the other person. Okay, especially when you are married. You shouldn't take decisions that will intend to harm
very important
your spouse, because you know before you got married, when dating, you had plans to travel. If you still have plans to travel, let your spouse be aware, because you know that traveling takes a lot of money. Do you get it? So you have to let your spouse be aware that in marriage, I have plans to relocate. And even if you want to relocate, are you going with your family or you are going there alone? All this, it involves money. So you have to be open enough so that your wife or your husband too can help you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we can take the break. And
okay.
When we come back, I think that will go into the solutions.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's your Goria local drinks. We have assorted drinks such as Sobolo, Asana, Mashkinke, fruit juice. Your Goria na your corner local.
Welcome back. Still saying thank you to my sponsors, Lydia Contraceptives, Yogoria Sobolo, LRL Signature, and Yaya's Peanuts. Okay. Before we went, we were talking about some solutions, and I want us to delve into it because it's very important. So what are some of the things that we can do to brace ourselves for financial crisis? Because then but maybe the level at which and the gravity of it
Okay, first, as I said, to solve it, you have to be open. That is the first thing. You have to be open about your money issue individually. So to solve it, you can decide to have separate accounts. You can decide to have joint accounts, and there are some challenges that you even have to go for a quick loan. I would say a quick loan in the sense that there are some issues that are so challenging that you can't decide to go and sell before you come. You even need money to go for items to sell. So sometimes you can, it all depends. You can go for loans from friends, and with that one, I suggest that in marriage, since the two shall be one, if you are going for loan, I think the two should be involved.
Okay.
The two should be involved, whatever loan. And even after going for the loan, there must be a payment plan. How many years are we going to use to pay that loan? And how much are we going to take, and how much are we going to pay? Is it monthly, yearly, or whatever? And before that too, you have to make some kind of investment.
Like what?
Investments can be in so many forms. You can invest into a house you are building. You can invest into your education. And if you have kids too, you can invest into in your kids.
What about bank investments?
Bank investments, you can do
like
that.
Treasury bills.
Yes.
And those kind of things.
That too, you can do that, so that when you are faced with that financial problems, you can seek for assistance.
Don't you think some people even enter into the marriage on the wrong foot, where they have gone to borrow money to do the marriage ceremony and all of that?
Yes. And even it's not even about some people whilst dating, they even have loans to pay. And with that, you have to let your partner know that I have a loan to pay. Okay, so you have a loan to pay. Are you going to clear off that debt before we get married, or what are you going to do? So with all that, you have to talk about it. Maybe somebody will suggest that, okay, finish paying the loan because of the marriage, or because you are going to start a new family. I don't want us to enter with a loan, so let's all work together to pay or to clear off the loan before we get married. Because trust me, it's not a good thing to start a marriage with debts. Yes. With debts is very bad, because marriage itself is something challenging, because at first you were dating, now you are married. So the issue of you getting to know each other when it comes to spending, because as you are saying, as a man, maybe before you got married, you were staying with your family, you were not paying rent, whatever, but now as a family man, you have to rent and all that. So with all these issues, then you are entering the marriage with all these debts. So I think it's not a good idea. You don't have to, and you don't have to go for a loan in order to get married. Whatever, you have to plan with whoever that you are dating, and you have to give yourself some time, because in marriage it is better to plan very well to get married than to just get married anyhow, and by the time that you realize you are divorced. Because if you are dating and you think your partner is not good for you, or certain plans that he or she is having is not going to be of help to you, you just have to let the person go. Because it is better to let the person go than to my mom would say that it is better to break off an engagement or wedding than to get married and divorce.
Yeah.
Do you
like
get
to
it?
call it off crampo is better than to go into it.
Even if the day of your wedding you think it is not, you are not taking the right step, it is better you call it off than to go inside
I want to come
on. What I would say is that the number one cause of divorce is even financial issues.
But you know, before we marry, everybody used to have a way of dealing with his marriage and his money. So now if we are coming together as husband and wife, are we putting our monies together, or we are having our individual monies and contributing?
Okay, having a joint account has its own advantages and disadvantages, and having separate accounts also have its own advantages and disadvantages. Okay, but in all, it's about the two of you. You can decide that the fundamental like the basis of marriage must be trust, because if there is no trust, you can't be okay to discuss your money issues with the other person.
But can a wife lend money to the husband? Can a wife borrow from the husband?
Yes, you can borrow. If I need money from my husband, I'll tell you, oh please, I need this amount of money to support my business. Oh, okay, how much do you need? then I'll call the amount. Oh, I don't have this. I can just give this out to support you. This is what I have. But you go, oh, please, sweetheart, please, can you lend me or borrow, can I borrow this amount of money from you? It means borrow, so it means you are going to pay back, right?
Okay, so it depends on what you say.
It depends on what you say, because borrow means, because some people even ask you, will you pay back? And you say yes. So maybe the person is not having money. He will try to take some money from his office, maybe from a friend, because he knows that you are going to pay back. And when it happens that way and you don't pay, it means you are going to put your spouse through a whole lot of problems. So transparency, when it comes to money, you have to be very transparent. Wherever the money goes, even if it's joint or even if it's separate accounts, wherever the money is going, whatever that you are using the money for, if you are giving it to extended family or wherever, you should let your partner know.
Wow. Okay. So you have ventured into online business because of financial crisis. You don't want that when you need something, you always have to go and ask your husband.
Yes.
Was it that bad? Like you couldn't have gotten everything from him? Or
Oh, it wasn't that bad. But me, since my I would say childhood, I'm the type that I want to work and earn, so that whatever that I want to use money for, like I will know that, like, my year Juma, this is my money and I'm spending. Do you get it? So it's not about my husband cannot provide, or the amount of money that he was given out wasn't enough. That is why I decided to do the online business. I just wanted to get more money, because I have big dreams. So I wanted to get more money in order to push them. And I know he's also having big dreams, so he also needs money to push it. And if we work hand in hand, it will help us to move things very fast for each other.
So are you sharing your profit with him, or is he sharing his profit with you? I'm trying, but how are you doing it?
Okay, what I do is that when it comes to the family, what I do what I can. And if I need support from him, I will just ask him to.
But don't you
help.
have a plan?
We have a plan. We have both short term and long term, like setting up businesses and building houses.
I mean your financial plan for your house.
For the financial plan, the man is supposed to take care of the family. So I am just in to support. So the responsibility is not on me as the wife.
Okay.
And it is not mandatory to bring out money even if I don't have. Since you are the head of the family and you are the breadwinner, I think you should have to find a way, even if there are financial crisis, you have to find a way in order to take care of the family. And I'm not saying that because you are the man, you have to find a way. So you go and sit somewhere, plan on what to do, whilst your wife is not aware. Whatever that you plan to do in order to bring food on the table, your wife must know, and she has to be in support of it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because we can use a whole lot of means to get money.
Yeah.
We can use a whole lot of means to get money. And maybe the means that you want to use to get money, the wife will not be in support of it. So in everything, you have to sit down, you have to agree. The financial problems, it will come. But as Christians, we pray in everything, because one thing that I believe is that before everything happens physical, it has already happened in the spiritual realm. So in everything, we have to discuss. We also have to pray
about it.
Because some of the challenges, it might not be from our actions. It can come from wherever it's coming from. So in everything, I think we have to seek the face of God in order to help us. Because I know that they say nyame shira na ema nipa ye odefo na obre adwuma de emfa so whilst you are pushing, you are working, whatever thing, you have to pray to God for him, for his blessings to.
Yeah, we have to
And
pray
for
for
his
God's
direction.
blessings. Okay, so
Yes.
right now, where can people find you online? The things you do, what are the things that you're
Okay,
selling?
I sell mostly women's clothing, like everything about women, from jewelry, with the exception of hair, from jewelry, shoes, dresses. I have both casual and office wear and all that. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Graciela_online_store. So when you go there, when you visit my page, I have everything that you would need.
You
Yes.
need. Yeah, I spotted one shoe. I'll come for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what will be your final words to
My final,
especially young couples coming into marriage?
Yes, my final word, it will not be basically on the financial crisis, but everywhere that I get the opportunity, I tell people that don't ever ignore red flags in your dating, because whatever that your partner will do whilst dating, no matter what, that is what. And if you want the person to change from a particular habit whilst dating, pray and
see
see
the
to it that the person has changed totally. Because if you decide that, the person, excuse me to say, the person slapped me and he apologized whilst we were dating, so that is it, it's not going to happen again. Or the person embarrassed me, or the person did this, whatever happened during dating, you should expect it will happen again in marriage. So what you don't want whilst dating, you should address it and make sure that the person, and there are certain things that the person, you can't change somebody. That's what I know. You can't change someone. The person, I even know that there are some habits that you have that for years you've tried to stop, but you are finding it very difficult. So how can you just use some few years in order to change somebody, whilst there are even certain things about you that needs to be changed? So if you know in dating, if you see something about your partner and you don't think you can continue, don't consider.
It's not even about you. You think you cannot listen. You know that this particular thing.
There are some people that they even beg men to marry them. And if you beg a man to marry you, you will forever beg in the marriage too.
Wow.
That is it. So that is my advice, that you should never ignore red flags. Because with that, no matter what, it will happen in the marriage.
Wow.
Yes.
Don't ignore red flags in the marriage, because no matter what.
No, you don't have to ignore red flags in the dating, because
it will surely appear
again. Yes.
In the marriage.
In the marriage.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I think it's a broad topic, but we've exhausted it, and we have said the very important things that need to be said. Thank you so much for.
And the last thing too, before when it comes to financial issues, you have to marry an industrious person.
Yeah, it's true. You need to marry an industrious
somebody
person
who is industrious. There are some people that they will not even wait for them to get money issues. All the time they are looking for money. They will be doing other businesses on their side. I know somebody that she was working at the bank, but every morning she will prepare breakfast. So when she gets to the office, she will sell before she even goes to her office. So you have to marry somebody who is industrious too. Yes.
Yeah, it's true. When you marry someone who's industrious, it helps to bring down the crisis.
Yes.
When it comes, at least you can just manage yourself.
Yes.
Around. Yes. Wow, thank you. This has been a very insightful episode, and I know that you have enjoyed this one too. I encourage you to subscribe. Kindly hit on the red button, subscribe, and click on the bell sign as well. Thank you for watching. Your time with us has been worthwhile. Thank you for your comments, sharing, and liking. Let's keep doing it so that our messages can reach so many women in Ghana and abroad. I want to say thank you to my sponsors, Lydia Contraceptives. For all your family planning issues, kindly contact them. Their numbers are showing on the screen right now. Thank you to Ella Rel, Signature, and thank you to Yaya's Peanuts, and thank you to Yogoria Sobolo by Oba Gloria. Thank you all for supporting us. Till I come your way next time with another season. Bye bye.